Welcome, friends. Welcome back to the kitchen. Welcome back to another episode of New Old Cookbooks. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this one yet. But anyway, I've just come back from the post office and I've got packages. So we're going to open them up. We're going to take a look at the cookbooks inside. And then I'm going to choose a recipe from one of the cookbooks and we're going to cook that on Sunday's Old Cookbook show. I absolutely love getting packages in the mail. And so let's get these first ones opened. Often they're anonymous, but sometimes they come with a letter, and this one has a letter. So, what have we got? Carefully. Okay, so this is great. We've got 2 banana books. Bananas Take a Bow. You see a lot of these very early on. They're trade books. They're advertising books. This is from the Home Economics Department of the Fruit Dispatch Company, Pier 3, North River, New York. Immediately, a date doesn't immediately jump forward, and often they're not dated. And a lot of that has to do with these are advertising circulars. They're given out by, in this case, the fruit company because they want you to buy bananas. And the best way to get you to buy bananas is to teach you multiple ways to use the bananas, more than just peeling it and eating it. And so there'll be a lot of recipes in here. Banana scallops, crisp on the surface, mellow sweet inside, a new taste sensation. I'm going to say this is probably 1930s, late 1930s, early 1940s, certainly pre-World War II. And that's kind of based on the typeface and the photographs. And this is another one, same company. This one's dated 1939. This one does not have a date. This one does not have a date, but this one is dated 1939. So based on the pictures and the typeface, we're in the same kind of time frame. And it's the same idea. Okay, so there'd be some great banana recipes in here. This one is kind of interesting. The Ford Treasury of Favorite Recipes from Famous Eating Places. Oh, and it's recipes from all over the United States, 1950. Dedicated to the Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealers of the United States whose interest and suggestions have made this guide possible. So it is a promotional item put out by the Ford Motor Company in 1950. And it's reprinted 1946, 47, 48, 49, and 1950. So this would be a very interesting... And of course, Ford automobiles are in all of the pictures. It is an interesting marketing piece. I've never seen this particular book or style of book before. I'm going to go through this one and see what it's all about. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Ooh. So this is a church recipe cookbook. Golden Jubilee Recipes, 1886 to 1936, Ladies' Aid Society of the Poplar Hill Church of Christ, Poplar Hill, London. So that's just outside of London, Ontario. Copyright 1937, the Gray Printing Company, Poplar Hill, Ontario. Okay, these are wonderful. So this would be, as are pretty much all church cookbooks or community cookbooks, it's a fundraiser of some sort, probably a fundraiser directly tied to the church, either church maintenance or in order to provide social programs to the community. And I can see some good recipes in here already. Reliable cake, jelly rolls. And here's a common complaint that I get in the comment section, that I only do sweet stuff. And I try very hard not to just do baking recipes. I try to put in savory recipes in the Old Cookbook show. But the reality is, when you get into these cookbooks, into the church cookbooks and the community cookbooks, They are mostly baking sweets, cakes, cookies, pies. There are very few sort of savory or main dish recipes in these books. And just sort of flipping through this one, it starts out with breads and buns and moves on to cakes and cake and cake and then candy. Oh, and there were some. Okay, so we've got a small amount of luncheon dishes: chop suey, Irish stew, stuffed eggs, omelets. I'm amazed. I'm absolutely amazed at how many omelet recipes are in these old cookbooks. I've never really thought of an omelet as something that you need a recipe for, but there's a lot of omelet recipes. Porcupine balls. We see porcupine balls in pretty much every one of these cookbooks. And they're all pretty much the same. They don't vary all that much. And then you get to the back and it's all cookies, donuts, chocolate Krispies. Maybe come back to that one. Okay, that's a great find. Never seen that one before. In fact, none of these have I seen before. So I do have a couple of banana books, but they're from different importers. So that's kind of interesting. This one is addressed to Chicken. Maybe I should have him out here. Okay, so that's a bit of a pilot joke. If you don't know, we have a cat named Chicken, and Julie and I also have another channel where we have an aircraft that we fly around. So thank you very much for that. I'll put that up in the hangar. Haven't had Chicken in the airplane yet. I don't know how he'll react, so we're kind of maybe not going there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these books. I'm going to pick out a recipe that sort of represents what's going on here, and we're going to do that on Sunday morning's show. Thank you, everyone who sends us these books. We really look for books that are pre-1950. That's kind of what we collect, and I'm always happy to get these books to add to the collection. So once again, thank you very much. These are great additions to the collection. See you Sunday. Oh, that's funny. Here in the foreword, perhaps by 1985, we may be a little closer to our goal of a really complete list of America's fine restaurants.